Hi, Lee Phillips here. I want to talk to you about living revocable trusts versus testamentary trusts. And a lot of people say, oh, I've got a trust. Well, what kind of a trust is it? Well, I went to the lawyer and he made a trust for me. Okay. The way you tell if it's a living trust or a testamentary trust is if it says will of your name at the top, and then the trust is described under this title, will of your name, then we know it's a testamentary trust. It's established testamentary after you die. And frankly, you don't want one of those. It's a setup because everything has to go through probate. It's all in the court. Everything's done in the court. The court creates this trust. You wrote the terms of it down and your will's 30 pages long. But the trust isn't created during your lifetime while you are living. It is created when you are dead. The living revocable trust is something that stands alone, and it will say at the top of it, Living Revocable Trust or John Doe Trust or whatever the name of your trust is. The object of that one is you create it while you're alive, then you add your assets into it, and when you die, technically you didn't own anything, so there's no probate. This trust owned it. So make sure that you know the difference between the testamentary trust, part of the will, and a living revocable trust. You basically got the setup if you got the testamentary trust, because 98% of the time your family's going back to the same lawyer who drafted it for you, and they're going to give him more money, and you're going to be right back to square one with the probate. Yeah, the trust distributes, and it's a nice will. Use the living revocable trust, put it in place now. It's established as of such and such a date. In fact, when you use your trust, and I have a full 20-page ebook on how to use your living revocable trust, just email me, info at legalese, info at legalese, legalees.com, and in the subject line put, please send how to use a living revocable trust ebook, and we'll get that right out to you. But the trust is established now. It has a date today. And in fact, when you put assets into the trust, and we've got other YouTubes on that, putting bank accounts into trusts and all that sort of stuff, you're going to have to use three elements to your trust's name. The name of the trust, the date of the trust, and the name of the trustee. That would be you in most cases. So there's a big difference between testamentary trust and a living revocable trust. You want the living revocable trust, not the testamentary trust. And I've seen lawyers argue, you pay more, you got to do the transfer taxes, you got to do all this type of crap if you're moving property into your living revocable trust, pain in the butt. Just do it when the guy dies. Probate, no big deal. We can get through probate really pretty inexpensively now and fast. Well, average time, year and a half. Average cost, 5% of the estate. So, yeah, it's cheaper. And all of the lawyers that argue that with me, they always say, well, yeah, there are exceptions, and we can charge even more than the standard, but, we can do it fast, and it's no big deal. Well, they kind of forget about that when they're billing you to actually establish the testamentary trust and make it work for you. So I think you need to learn how to use the living trust and do it now. Use the trust living, not testamentary. Lee Phillips. Now don't forget to subscribe for me and turn on the bell thing so that you get the notice when we send out a new YouTube. But talking about living revocable trusts versus testamentary trusts.